Hi, I'm Chris Wong from the Ping Pong Flix. Now, I hear the internet talking about the Snyderverse being dead. Is the Snyderverse dead? Where is this coming from? It actually comes from that article that came out the other day in which Zack Snyder and Quarry crew have got a 2-year first look exclusive deal with Netflix, which is awesome. I think I'm very happy for the Snyders because this is Snyder getting to do what Snyder wants to do without anybody looking over his shoulder and says, you can't do that and you can't do that. I think this is awesome because Netflix has shown that they are very much for artistic creative integrity and they are very much for the director's vision. And it's a partnership that is so loving that they are absolutely letting Zack Snyder create multiple, you heard me, multiple Snyderverses on the Netflix platform. But I know a lot of DC fans are Snyder fans now because of his work on DC. And so even for me, I would absolutely love to see him finish Justice League 2 and 3. Zack Snyder himself would absolutely love to see his vision completed. And if that's not possible, well, he did say that the original storyboards that he put out is probably the best way to actually get to see what that vision would look like. And he has no control over that because this is Warner Brothers IP. Warner Brothers controls DC. That's their intellectual property. Now, like in that Hollywood Reporter article, the Snyders have not completely abandoned ever doing comic book movies again. In fact, this was the statement. While the company has not abandoned work with established intellectual property, especially in the comics field, from which Snyder has had some of his biggest successes, the duo are feeling regenerated by original ideas. So in this 2 year, everything they think of will go through Netflix first. Netflix get a first look at all that property, all that stuff that they want to do. Now for me, there are things could happen. I'll give the worst case scenario first. The DC Snyderverse is dead. Kaput! It's over. There's nothing happening after this. Snyder is done. He's happy with Netflix. He may re-up that deal for a few more years after that. He's done. Okay, that was the worst case scenario. Let's go with another one. Now we know that Walter Hamada, Toby Emmerich, and Ann Sarnoff all do not want anything to do with the Snyderverse. They try to end it right at Zack Snyder's Justice League. In fact, they tried to end it earlier with the Snyder Cut. They want to move on with their own projects. They want to build their own universes without Zack Snyder involved. But the one thing that got the Snyder Cut to come out was with the help of AT&T and the boys over at HBO Max. But since Toby Emmerich kind of took control of all that again, that kind of just went away. But we have a new opportunity here. Discovery is coming in. Discovery is going to effectively take over Warner Brothers. David Zaslav from Discovery is going to be the head honcho as soon as the merge is completed. Even Zack Snyder says, well, let's see what Discovery does. So just like the Snyder Cut, they were waiting to see what AT&T does. Now the Restored Snyderverse, they're waiting to see what Discovery does. Not only that, though, Walter Hamada and Toby Emmerich's contracts expire within a few years. In January 2021, Walter Hamada signed an extension to his contract with DC Films until 2023. That's 2 years from now. Toby Emmerich's contract was last renewed in October of 2019 and runs through the end of 2022. That's just next year. Now it's possible at the end of the 2 years exclusive contract deal with Netflix, and hopefully at that time, Warner Brothers Discovery may come to Zack Snyder and says, hey, would you be happy to come back and do Justice League 2 and 3? Hey, it could happen. Weird things have happened, like the Snyder Cut. There was even a suggestion made by Dave the Film Junkie in that he says they don't even have to grab Zack Snyder to be the director. If Zack Snyder oversaw it, but as a producer, they could do it that way as well. And that's if Warner Bros. Discovery at that time will definitely want to continue Zack Snyder's vision over on HBO Max or in some other fashion. But it all comes down to certain people at Warner Brothers to be gone first. Right now, the climate is not in favor of Zack Snyder. Right now, it's toxic. And we're going to need to, get rid of a few people. I think Ann Sarnoff's days are numbered, especially with David Zaslav coming in. Toby Emmerich leaves in 2022. Walter Hamada leaves in 2023. Unless Warner Brothers Discovery merger contracts are kind of different and change that. I don't know. But until then, the DC Snyderverse is asleep. It's sleeping right now. It's on pause. Right now, let's let Zack Snyder and crew make anything they want to. All the original ideas that they have at their disposal over on Netflix, a partnership that they're so happy and in love with that it will breed a great relationship and great projects and great Snyder verses out of there. So let's see what happens within a few years. Or who knows, maybe even sooner. It did take 4 years for the Snyder Cut. It may take another 4 years for the Snyderverse.